If you live in Baslow, maybe Grindleford, chances are you have an unemptied wheelie bin outside your house because the refuse workers employed by the contractor Serco were on strike on Friday. They are again today, in fact. Serco is the contractor used by Derbyshire Dales District Council. There should have been bin collections Baslow Friday, Grindleford today. Those are the 2 days that Derbyshire Dales collectors are taking their action. I'm pleased to say we can talk to Mick Coppin from the GMB union, who represents the workers who are striking. Morning, Mick.
Good morning, Ian. Welcome from a misty and cold Longcliffe this morning.
It's one of those autumnal mornings, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
How much impact has the strike had?
Well, from what we're hearing, a lot of impact that didn't need to happen and the workers never wanted. It's just the lack of engagement from the employer, Serco, that's caused this.
What is the grievance? What's the problem?
The problem is twofold, really. It's the lack of respect from the management. I mean, treating and saying these people, I'll call them people, are just purely legs and arms to get the job done and a ten a penny. And why would I ever give them a pay rise? Clearly, that's fueled things that didn't need to happen. And the biggest thing here is the workers were feeling they were getting nowhere over all the months they've tried to talk to the employer. And the residents of Derbyshire, Derbyshire Dales in particular, and the council, which are the customers, deserve better, and they're not getting it. So the workers are raising the profile now, raising the awareness with everybody, with this action they're taking now, to really bring it into everybody's attention what's wrong and whose fault it is.
We did ask if someone from the council would come on and talk to us about their position, because obviously that's, as you say, they're the customer. That's who people pay their council tax to have this service provided. And they pretty much said, nothing to do with us, Gov. It's between the GMB and Serco, which, technically it is. But do you think they have something that they could do here?
Well, as you know, where these things are being resolved and sorted out, even locally at Amber Valley, that's because the council, the employer, contracted employer, and the workforce are getting together and collectively sorting things out. That's all we want here in Derbyshire Dales. I can't speak on behalf of the council. I've certainly not got a beef with them. The beef is with the attitude and treatment from the employer, which is the contract Serco, and its workers who I represent.
The last time I spoke about Derbyshire Dales refuse collections was with the council some weeks ago, because there were issues with shortages of staff. And I seem to recall they said that they were sending money to Serco to give pay rises. Has that happened? Is it not enough? What?
My understanding is the same. The council have sanctioned and are partly funding a pay award to the workers. As yet, that's not been offered. The only thing I know, Serco have intimated they wish to give a retention bonus to the drivers, because there's a driver shortage nationally. If they stay for a few months, they'll receive some form of bonus that has not been dealt with us. There's still the pay issue, pay rise, pay rates, has still not been looked at, which we've been trying to sort out since last October.
When did the workers last get a pay rise?
It's an annual anniversary of discussions to see if they deserve one and when one is affordable, and that anniversary is the 1st of April each year.
So was there a rise in April?
No, and this is the one that we've been trying to talk about to negotiate since last October. There's been one offer made, which was 1% originally, and it's slightly more now. That was back in June. And since then, we've repeatedly tried. And even this action they're taking now has been adjourned and postponed several times. Last 11th hour ditch was to get ACAS in to broker a deal, which we all had constructive talks. And I was still anticipating an offer to get round the table and come up with something, but that's still not happened. We're available any day, any time to talk with the employer and resolve this. It's in everybody's interest. It's not just about now, it's about the future. And Derbyshire Dales needs, is paying for and deserves a service that everybody can get behind and support and improve.
Do you feel bad at all for people who haven't had their bins collected?
Terribly bad, terribly bad. And we've not done this lightly, and we certainly fully appreciate the residents and the council about it. And the fact that Residents are putting stickers on the bins in support of the workers. They're bringing cakes and all sorts of things to the picket lines. Other workers and residents around the country are sending messages of solidarity and support. I don't think there's hardly anybody out there blaming the workers. They understand. They don't like what's happening with the rubbish in the bins, and neither do these lads. Don't forget, these workers all live in Derbyshire Dales. They're in the communities. Their families, their neighbours are all the people who aren't getting the bins emptied.
I must say, we had our reporter out in Baslow this morning, and everything I heard was folks being supportive of your members. If you don't get anywhere with what you think is fair, is there going to be more strike action?
Well, that's for the workers to decide, and there's a legal framework to go with, which you know, so we have to give plenty of notice of any of that. So we haven't got at this moment in time diary dates, but clearly the workers are talking about, and it will be up to Serco now to come and talk to us or offer something. If they don't, well then, of course, we'll meet with the workers and discuss what they want to do and when they want to do it.
What's your message directly to Serco, Mick?
A very, very simple message, which it has been all the way, is to come and sit down and talk to us reasonably with a realistic and respectful approach, and not just stick to their national gambit, which these actions that are taking place all over the country with Sercos. They're sticking to one rhetoric, one amount of money. And bear in mind, everybody, Serco globally is a multinational, multi-million pound profit-making organisation that's increased the dividends this year by 200 million to the owners, and none of that is going to any of the workers. There's more of these taking place now, and there'll be more, I think, in the future, unless Serco will just... There's no greed here. It's not suddenly that HGV drivers have found themselves in a position where, I can demand whatever I want because I've got an HGV driving licence. No. The HGV drivers and the collectors, everybody are sticking together on this because they're all treated so disrespectfully, and all they're asking for is a proper grown-up conversation to talk about some money around the rate of inflation, but there's other factors. They need to resolve the situation of the poor service and the poor deal that the local management and workforce at the minute are just not talking to one another. Well, the managers aren't talking to the workers other than to tell them that they're just basically arms and legs, they're ten a penny, and I won't phrase any more because it's foul language that what else they've been called.
Mick, thanks for coming on this morning. I appreciate it.
No, sincerely, and everybody out there, please don't hesitate to contact the bin lads, lasses, or myself directly. We'll meet and talk to any of you at any time about anything, in particular this subject matter. The workers want this done and sorted sorted out. They do not want to be in this position. They certainly don't want you out there in this position.
Thank you, Mick. Mick Coppin from the GMB Union. We did invite, as I said, both Derbyshire Dales District Council and Serco onto the programme as well. They both declined the offer. Got a statement from Serco which says they'll be prioritising household waste collections, and they offered sincere apologies to all residents. The District Council said it expected the GMB Union and Serco to find a solution to this issue.